Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Cobra Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by my sloppy seconds for the day. It's Mikey G. Wolf V3. Hello, Mikey.
Okay.
You are not my first today, sir. I've had a man, a glorious man, a deliciously smelling man, according to Nicole. I've did a podcast with George earlier today.
Oh, well, yeah, George is just like, you could just rub his back and just tell him everything's okay.
I could imagine you, for some reason, just massaging George's shoulders as you just talk about intellectual things.
So, what's your opinion on the political clash in the Middle East? Yeah, get right in there.
You're the Niles and the Dr. Fraser Crane of the Transformers world.
I feel like that's a letdown to Kelsey Grammer or something.
But who would be Kelsey Grammer and who would be the other one who's Niles?
I don't know, because I couldn't remember his actor's name.
No, I can't remember his name. I know he's called Niles, and I only remember him as Niles. I'm sure he's done other things as well, but that's the only thing I know him from.
I know he was in Hellboy as Abe, and then didn't want to be credited for being in Hellboy as Abe, because he said, I did a voice, and then the guy doing all the actual screen work was way better than me.
Oh, that was him doing the voice in the first Hellboy.
In the first, yeah. The thing was, he did the voice, but he said he didn't actually want to be credited on the film
because it was the other guy doing all the acting.
He said it wasn't my character.
That's really good. What a nice guy.
Yeah, and then he wasn't brought back for the next one because the man was given the speaking role because he'd done a bit more on-screen acting by then.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
And then
nice
he went
guy.
on to be in Discovery. The guy who did. Not Niles.
I was going to say he's not there.
No, the guy who played Abe. Doug Jones? Not Doug Jones. Doug something.
He's always not a human person, because wasn't he the fish in that Lady Fucks a Fish movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I still haven't seen that.
It's alright.
Still want to, but still haven't seen it.
It's not too bad. I mean, the story didn't really hook me because it's a bit of a romance one where a lady wants to fuck a fish. So I couldn't really relate to that. You know, I didn't have that personal connection with wanting to fuck a fish. But you know, to each their own.
The question is, Andy, did you want to be the lady or the fish?
Clearly, I wanted to be the lady who wanted to fuck the fish. Clearly. They also did the silly thing where they filled up an entire bathroom full of water, and when I say an entire bathroom, I mean to the ceiling, which made me think of a Tom and Jerry cartoon where they froze the entire water in the kitchen and they used it as an ice rink. If you remember that episode,
someone just wanders in and is like, "How waterproof is this? How airtight is this room?"
It was pretty tight. I mean, it was leaking because she lived over a cinema, but when the door was open, it bust down, and I was like, it's probably a stylized thing, but to me it reminded me of a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Why would you ever?
Even they probably would have been like, I don't know. Don't think that works in our world.
This is a poor system.
It's not the best. Well, she didn't drown though, so that was all right for her. Good for her.
That's nice.
Yeah. But we're here, Mr. Mikey, to talk about Transformers this week. Again, fairly light on Transformers, but that's no real shock, I think.
'Tis the season.
We're going to kick off with some crappy news because, again, 'tis the season, as Mikey said. We're going to kick off with the NERF Nitro Transformers Bumblebee Speed Blast. Not Blaster, just Speed Blast. So, what the fudge is this? I mean, I didn't really know at first, but it's a NERF Nitro Speed Blast, which mentioned, featuring the evergreen designs of Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, and Barricade, foam body cars. The set includes 3 stunt pieces, which are a ground bridge, a ramp, a Decepticon barrier, in addition to a standard long shot Nerf Nitro Blaster. So I guess that's the thing for those who know what that is.
The well-known Nerf Nitro Blaster.
Yes, we all know it. We all fear it. Let me read you the product description. Maybe this will enlighten us all into what this truly is.
Will it?
Blast into the overdrive. Blast into overdrive with the NERF Nitro set that features Transformers Bumblebee character Deco. Design daring stunts for Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, and Barricade foam body cars. Blast the cars up the ground bridge and through the barrier! Exclamation mark. The Nerf Nitro Blaster launches the cars with the power and performance of a Nerf brand, of the Nerf brand.
Not the Nerf brand.
The Nerf brand. To blast a car, place the blaster on the floor, pull the handle back to prime it, load the car into the blaster and pull the trigger. The combination of the Nerf Nitro blasting and Transformers character launches kids into a lot of stunt action and storytelling adventure, debatable, including 3-body farm, blah, 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 blah. Everything I mentioned before. So it's basically a gun that you put foam cars into and then you setting them off onto speed ramps and nonsense. Mikey, tell me your thoughts.
Why would you have a foam car? Like, who looked at foam and said, I could make this into a car?
I already know the answer to this, Mikey. Because if you're a child and you have a metal car and you have a gun that can launch said metal car, what could possibly go wrong?
Fun times ahead.
Screaming and blinding, I think, are in the near future for that child.
A matchbox gun, I think, is something we all wanted.
Now, are we talking about matchboxes in the matches, or are we talking about the actual cars? It just fires fire at people.
I think we've all wanted that at some point.
We have. This is true.
I really feel like this should be part of a big track set. Not this. This feels like you should get loads of pieces, and you should be able to customize a track for stunts and things.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like I could see very, very easily you shoot the cars out, and they hit the ramp and they don't go anywhere because there's a little ledge that you didn't notice. Or something like that. It seems flawed.
Potentially. It might not be. It might run smooth, though.
I have no experience with the Nerf Nitro.
No.
But, I don't know. I probably will not be picking one up, sad to say.
Yeah, this seems like a starter set to a bigger line, or a different line, or a guest contribution to a different line. Like, it's like, oh, it's the Transformers that happen to be joining this off-brand part of Hasbro, which is a new thing that they've decided to do, which is to combat Hot Wheels, I guess. But like you say, there's maybe enough to do a little bit, but not a lot. It doesn't feel like there's a lot to do. Like you say, you shoot the car, it goes over the ramp, and it goes through the space bridge. And that's it. That's the entire thing you can do with it. Or maybe I'm just not imaginative. I don't know.
Yeah, there's also a weird comment down below. Someone said, so this is basically a gun you can only shoot in one direction. And the follow-up was, hey, these guns are really easy to cheat, guys. You can basically, if you know what you're doing, you can get this to go anywhere. By cheat, do you mean point it at something else?
I was going to say, is like, what do you mean? Are guns that this other person uses firing backwards? Because that's a bad gun. I've seen them in movies, though.
Just like, someone saw this on the ground. Just like, I want to point it at someone. Okay. No, you can't. Look, it's pointing at the ground. If I pick it up and hold it naturally, it will point at the ground. We'll tilt your hand.
You know those things where, like in the military, they set up a mounted gun and they nail it into the ground with those high-powered metal nails. Maybe that's what you have to do when you get this. You're not allowed to. It has to be nailed into the ground so kids can't aim it at people. Maybe that's what they mean.
Maybe.
I doubt it though. But I also, Mr. Mikey, want to point out to you a child that has been hollowed out and turned into plastic.
Not again.
Yep. Have you seen the box art of the dead child?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh no, they should have just used a picture of a real boy instead of like...
Stop hollowing the child.
Yeah, it's the best way I would describe it is, Mikey, have you seen... You probably haven't because you've got better taste than me. Have you seen the movie House of Wax?
Yes.
With Paris Hilton in. Hey, you don't have good taste. Fantastic. Do you remember what they looked like when they got plasticized or they got waxed?
Like Paris Hilton looks 95% of the time.
That's the one. I think he has the expression of those waxed human corpses.
Yeah.
But that could just be the artist's representation of what a waxed child looks like. I really do think you should, instead of having an artist come in and draw over or paint over the top of a photo, because that's what it clearly is, just use the photo of the kid. Probably would look less terrifying. Probably. So these are a thing. We don't have a price on them as far as I can see. No. There is a caution, though, to avoid injury and a choking warning. So, don't eat your styrofoam cars,
Don't
kids.
use this in a 1980s film noir murder-suicide pact attempt.
See, I just had the idea that a kid would try and aim it at the dad's sleeping open mouth and shoot the car in.
No, you can't because the angle's wrong.
That's true. Well, no, you put it on his chest and the car
No.
would just go in.
Andy, it shoots in one direction.
That is true. You got me there. I'll nip us over as well to the next bit of crappy news as we continue the costumes. Because, again, it is the season. Ruby's has shown off the images. Ruby? No, not Ruby.
Oh.
Ruby.
Oh,
Not Ruby.
That's coming
Ruby.
back soon.
What, Ruby?
Yes. And
I will never call it Ruby. I will always call it
I've
Ruby.
been watching the character trailer, and the first one was one of the bad guys got a character trailer, and I'm just like,
Okay.
but he's such a shitty person.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, it's great. I'm really looking forward to it. Which is weird because I saw a bunch of reviews which was like season 5 worst season of Ruby, and I remember just pausing. I'm like, did you watch it?
It's not even out though, is it?
No, season 6 is the next one coming up.
Oh, okay.
But it was like this fight was the worst fight in the series, and I sort of paused and went, what? Because it's like the climactic fight, and it's really well done.
Maybe you have a better opinion on it, Mikey, because you've seen, I don't know, a slightly lower budget show called Transformers Prime.
Or Dragon.
Not
Prince.
Transformers Prime. That was a good
Dragon.
show.
Yeah, but the
Dragon Prince is another thing.
Oh my god, we're going to touch on this later, but if one more person says to me a Dragon Prince's frame rate is because they're trying to emulate 2D animation,
I saw that as well. I saw that a couple of times and I just thought, I'm not going to say anything because Mikey's going to do it for me, but they're so wrong.
Punch.
They're so fucking wrong.
Several dicks. Like, I haven't actually, the show's out now, I haven't started watching it, so I don't know if the writing makes up for the visual thing.
Can it?
Or if it's better in the show than it is in the trailers, but I have something to say based on something I was watching this week.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll get to that. But no, Ruby is showing off their costumes of the Optimus Prime with the flip up and reveal, the Bumblebee, the top and mask, and the Bumblebee Deluxe. The Deluxe seems to be... well, it's not the shoes, but it seems to be a full suit and little wings and a slightly nightmarish face. I actually think the just normal Bumblebee bodysuit looks a bit better, apart from the mask, which looks like it's a bit of plastic, or maybe not plastic. What's it called? Paper. And the Optimus Prime has the weird exhaust coming over his shoulder. They look a little bit like aprons, apart from the bodysuit. You see what I mean? Because it just kind of cuts off around the legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we've seen better costumes. Like I say, I think the bodysuit is better, but it's not as good as the muscle suit, because at least that distorts a child's proportions to make him look a little bit less human, I guess. I like how the blade has kind of just been awkwardly shoved up the sleeve as well.
Yeah, it's about what you'd expect from this. Although I'll say I'm enjoying the models in these ones, especially like the Bumblebee one. They're just like, yeah, here I am in the catwalk. They're doing the little leg stand that you see in professional model shoots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. The only thing I really know of modeling is blue steel.
There needs to be more of that in the world.
Or Blue Steel.
Oh, God, yeah.
How old is that movie?
Old enough to have a bad sequel.
Did that... No, it didn't have a sequel, did it?
It had a sequel. It came out very recently. Like last year before last.
Oh, no, that does sound familiar.
Mm.
Oh, no, there was only one movie, Mikey.
It was quite bad. And
there was only one.
No. Zoolander, if anyone hasn't seen it, great movie.
The first one.
Great
no
movie.
More.
Zoolander 2, never happened.
Never happened. On the massive pile of no, it didn't happen kind of things.
Yep.
But again, here's some things if you want to dress your children up, I suppose. Rock and roll, right, Mikey?
I feel, as I said, this is kind of like when I see people put little bows and jumpers on their dogs.
I have a feeling that this age range feels a bit more like a kid that would actually want it rather than like a 2 to 3 year old who can barely exist.
Last time we saw these, we said age range 18 months up or something like that. And it was just like that was no. This is probably meant for like 1-year-olds.
Yeah, you might be right. It's an odd choice. But hey, hey, is it better or worse than what we had? It's about the same, probably, as what we had.
Same. But that probably says more about what we had than anything else.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news, sir?
Yeah, so this is a quick bit. Fans Toys are releasing TF10X, which is a metallic limited edition version of their Phoenix toy. That's their masterpiece scale G1 cartoon Skyfire. We've got them in a few different views. This is going to be limited to 1,000 units.
Oh my god.
So when pre-orders go up, you know, if you want to go in, it's going to be out in January 2019. It's a pretty decent figure from what I'm told. It's playing pretty safely with the Skyfire design. Yeah, so metallic paint, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, for what it is. Again, you know, my thing about, hey, here's another thing that's another Jetfire. At least we haven't had it's another Jetfire too badly. We've had, what, 2?
Is that because Jetfire is, well, I'm sorry to say this to Jetfire fans, a little bit on the boring side? He
is very much a C-tier character. And
yeah,
anyone who says otherwise hasn't watched the cartoon in any time recently.
Yeah. And I mean, like, all Jetfires, like Skyfire included, Jetfire from Armada.
Oh, he was just a pair of pants.
Yeah, and then Energon, he was a pair of pants or a top, and Australian.
G'day, I'm Jetfire, mate.
Was he in Galaxy Force?
No, he was Cybertron, remember, because Cybertron decided we're going to give everyone weird accents.
That's right, yeah, because he was a shuttle in Energon, and in Cybertron he was a bomber plane thingy-mabob, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was also a pair of pants in Energon.
Or a top, depending on who wanted to take the top or the bottom.
True. But how has there not been more fan fiction about that? Has there been more fan fiction about that?
I mean, maybe. Maybe it's because, and this is pure assumption, that the community around Energon, the Unicron trilogy, isn't massive. One might imagine. It'll be there, but in smaller amounts.
Can someone search fan fiction sites with the 18 plus filter off? So guys, and just tell us how much Energon, top bottom BDSM fiction there is.
Well, you know for a fact there's going to be one of Kicker taking it from Prime.
There's one of Kicker giving it.
There,
to Prime.
I'll give you a reason to fear me, Kicker.
Or no, it's gonna be like Kicker really angry, just screaming, "I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Kicker, please no! I hate you! Stop running away! I hate you!"
At the very least, it'd be one between him and RC. One would assume.
And I'd say there would be a weird tentacle one of that girl character, but I would ask anyone who's seen Energon to
Well, with Alpha Q, is that what you're suggesting?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, did any of you remember there was a girl character?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I can't. You know what her name was?
Oh, God, Mika?
I have no idea.
It might have been Mika, but I'm not sure.
Alexis is in it for some reason is she president?
She's someone important, but I'm not sure if she's, in quotations, president. But then there's Carlos, who's just stuck on a space station. Sorry, Carlos, you're not allowed to be important in my story.
Yeah. By the way, Energon sucks.
Yeah, it's a shame because it almost did some interesting things a good number of times.
But then it was malicious.
It was, because it had these interesting things and decided to say fuck you to them,
Every
to all
time
of them.
It did something interesting, it literally mind-wiped everyone involved.
Yeah. Hey, Demolisher. Hey, Starscream. Hey, Scorponok, eventually.
Yeah. Hey, Megatron.
Yeah.
Shock Blast.
Oh, yes. Oh, he was. I forgot. Brian Drummer did his brothers. Did he do Six Shot or did he do
Shock Blast? He was Shock
Blast.
I remember screaming.
Because Six Shot was another one.
Yeah, because their version of mind wiping there was to Unicron Shock Blast, and then bring in his mysterious repaint brother called Six Shot, who was the sciencey type.
That's right.
I was going to say Tidal Wave, but they made Tidal Wave better.
Yeah, they made him... Even then, as Mirage, he didn't do a huge amount.
No, but what he did...
Yeah, no, I'll give you that.
But like,
But I completely forgot Brian Drummond was in that as well. So there's at least 2 reasons to bring him to a convention in the future, I would say.
yep. Now, if we could just find a reason to get Chris Sabat in and then have them like punch each other and like slip Brian Drummond the knife.
Did
Oh
we
no,
have
Chris
any...
Sabat's passed away. We're going to have to bring him in as a permanent new voice.
Allowed to know.
Oh no.
Anything else on this Jetfire then, Mikey? As we got way off topic.
You playing?
He playing. He got shiny bits on him too.
Do you want playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you may as well take us on to the next bit as well, Mikey.
Yeah, so, fiendish Dr. Wu continues his mysterious attempts to sneak in with movie stuff, and has revealed his new accessory for the Studio Series Grimlock M16T Rex. This is a mace to go with your Grimlock. Now, the other, I think it's DNA Designs, who are doing the full upgrade kit for Grimlock. They have a mace as well, but theirs is a transforming one because it integrates into the dinosaur mode. So it is not, show perfect. This is designed to, as accurately as possible, match the design that was in the movie. There's a few stylistic elements to it, like it curls up a bit, which is kind of weird. But oh yeah, it's a pretty interesting. Actually, no, what they've got is multiple heads. I don't know
multiple heads.
I'm just scanning down. Like, one seems to have... Yeah, one is... Oh, no, I'm misreading. They've got 2 different... They've got basically, like, they've got one where it's all pointed, and then there's one when you can curl it in. So, yeah. For storage.
Oh, okay.
For storage. Like, it stores in its back. Sorry, I was misreading things. But this will come in a grey version and sort of an evil purple version. For want of a better thing. I have to admit, I prefer the purple version. It looks like it would, like, saw through you.
Right.
Like, some people will like the idea of a club and a stick. I like the idea of a saw and a stick. It's a weapon you don't see often enough.
No, that's true. Yeah. It's not common.
But yeah, I do like it better than the weapons that with the DNA Design one, but I don't know if I get it. It's going to retail at $20.
Right.
For $20, I wouldn't get it.
You don't like it that much?
No. Also, I didn't realize how Dr. Wu's logo is literally just calling someone at Hasbro out.
Yeah, it's just the Autobot insignia, but half of it's covered up by a little mask.
I can't... Is that a mask or a grin?
It's meant to be like a doctor's mask.
Ah, right.
But it does look a little bit like a scary grin, to be fair.
A Joker grin.
Yes, yeah, a little bit.
Like, he's laughing at Hasbro Legal or something. But Andy,
Mikey.
Extreme Studio Series collector that you are. What do you think?
I was surprised that I saw them in Asda this week. Studio Series, I mean.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Not Voyager ones, but the deluxe ones. I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is where we are now. For an upgrade kit, it seems okay. It doesn't seem like it's amazing. I like the little purple bits on the stick, though. That's pretty neat. It's pretty fun. It's fine. Maybe if I was more into the movie designs or into this Grimlock specifically, I'd be a bit more on board, but I can't say I am either way.
Yeah.
But shall I move us on, Mr. Mikey?
Yes.
Do you want me to tell you about the Takara Tomy Limited LGEX Blue Big Convoy, which I think should have been called Big Blue Convoy, or Big Blue Big Convoy? Triple B, he's called.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think Big Blue Big Convoy would have been a way better name, even though it would have been fucking stupid. So let me tell you, Mr. Mikey, this was first shown off at a display at Wonderfest 2018, together along with the reissued Big Convoy, which is coming out. I think we talked about it. I think we said it was very blue. We've now got dates and prices for this thing. It's going to be a Takara Tomy mall exclusive, which I mentioned. It's going to be late February when it comes out of 2019, and 8,000 yen, which is approximately $71.99. So
exclusive prices.
Yeah, that's, it's not amazing, but it's like, yeah, it's what you would expect, I would imagine. It will be released in the Legends packaging rather than the Encore packaging. And this figure will be identical to the Lucky Draw Big Blue Convoy, or the Blue Big Convoy, I should say, offered through a contest in a TV magazine in 1999. which is I don't think that's very cool, to be honest. I think
No.
that's a bit of a kick in the dick of the people that maybe were lucky or maybe spent a fuck ton of money on one.
Yeah, also it like really robs this figure and also explains some of the worst parts of this figure.
Yeah, very much so. He was later introduced apparently in the E-Hobby comics as Primus Vanguard Leader. So, any thoughts on this guy, Mikey, or the idea behind it? Because I think it's a bit boring, just on the basis that it is blue, and the only way I would be okay with it is if there were only 10 of these in the world, which there was at one point.
I think they shot themselves in the foot.
Explain.
Because they are also releasing an anime-accurate big convoy.
Mm-hmm.
And why, if you have to pick one, and most people will have to pick one, would you ever buy this over that?
I have seen a few people say that they have to get this one, but I don't know when they say that if they mean over the Encore or as well as.
And most people are going to be over. Like, it'll be
I would
either
have
or.
thought so.
Very few people are going in either country are going to pick up both of these. Also, I mean, when this was an e-hobby thing, or a lucky draw thing, rather, yeah, the color scheme made sense because it's a nonsense lucky draw color scheme. They're not supposed to necessarily be good color schemes.
No.
And it works okay in the robot mode. The mammoth is a feckin' joke. It looks like someone got some plastic, didn't put it into, like, this is kind of like when you get a prototype. That's what it looks like. It looks like one of those old prototypes for animated that were running around and everyone was spending ridiculous money on.
I actually think it would be a little bit better if it had some eyes painted on instead of just having black eyes.
Proper eyes, it needs them.
Yeah.
But no, I think this is pretty underwhelming, and I'd rather, like, as a mold, sure, but you're giving people a better option for the mold.
I will say that there probably has to be something good coming out of this, though, Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that it'll have a unique comic.
Yes, hopefully, we can but hope.
That's, I mean, otherwise, I don't quite get it. You know?
No, me neither.
But hey, whatever, right?
Yep.
No.
In that case, Andy, I mean, I've got nothing else to say.
No, nothing at all.
Will we go on?
Yes, please, Mike. Tell me about Masterpieces.
Yeah, this is a toy that we knew was coming, but we've had no official reveals and no official anything of. And our first look at Masterpiece Movie MPM 07 Movie Bumblebee Beetle version was a video review. Which kind of caught a lot of people off guard. It's been taken down as well, so methinks the toy was acquired through illicit means.
Oh.
And Hasbro was like, ain't none of that going on. But I did see it, and I did see a few other ones out there, so I'm suspecting the old Chinese behind the back factory run is still up and at them.
I would imagine that's a market that will never go away.
So, yeah, this was up on Kevin Liu's YouTube, and this is the Volkswagen Beetle version of Bumblebee, the Masterpiece version. We've got pictures taken from the review. Usually I'd say I hope they were taken with Kevin Liu's permission, but as I said, I suspect this toy was not acquired through the most legal of means. So mixed feelings. We've got the Volkswagen has some interesting paintwork on it, and we see the accessories and everything else. What do you think?
It's almost in some ways, at least in a few images, doesn't look like it's a Masterpiece toy. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Or does it sound like I'm just spouting nonsense there?
No, it makes sense.
It looks more like a really high-end leader or something like that. Especially when they've got it stood next to the Masterpiece Bumblebee from whenever the fuck that other Masterpiece Bumblebee was from. When was that from?
Oh, God, when was it?
A few years ago, though, right?
Must be.
Yeah. One looks like a Masterpiece toy. This one really doesn't. It still looks good.
Yeah.
But I really do think it just looks like a leader toy or something like that.
Or a Voyager, because that's the scale it'll be, I suppose.
Oh, fuck, yeah, you're right, yeah. I'm not sure about the complexity on this, though. Is it meant to be master grade scale?
The transformation is pretty heavy, from what I saw.
Okay. Well, maybe that makes up for the fact. I think also, although the paint job is kind of interesting, let's say, in vehicle mode.
Mm.
It's also not great because they've got this this gradient effect on parts of the car, but the gradient doesn't match up over all parts of the car.
Mm.
I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Yeah, no, I did.
Yeah. And then the grade that they've used for just in general on the shoulders and whatnot looks a bit on the not cheap side, but basic side, shall we say?
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's a strange little toy.
Yeah.
I hope people like it though when it comes out because it still doesn't look terrible. Like I say, it's just
it's from what I saw of it, it's well engineered. It's just a bit flawed.
Yeah.
Or at least by my standard, like it doesn't feel to me probably what the money will be. Also, I'm disappointed by the accessory count, and I have that with the movie masterpieces in general.
Yeah, he's got his gun and a knife and a faceplate. Is that it?
Yeah, and you could have engineered it in a way of keeping the faceplate on. I'm just saying.
Are these like ridiculously cheaper, say, versus some of the other masterpieces? I mean,
I don't think so.
Not including Dinobot and Megatron.
I remember the Optimus was going for $100.
Right.
$100, and I'm almost certain the Bumblebee as well at one point. So they're kind of standard medium-sized car prices. Now maybe they've gotten cheaper since, but I'm just like, I would want more from a masterpiece than this.
Yeah, I would agree.
But yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
Andy, do you want to play a game?
No. Specifically, I don't want to play this game, as coming to Europe is the Transformers official trading card game. For those not aware, it was a game developed by Wizards of the Coast, so people who do Magic the Gathering and all those kind of the games. It's out in America?
It is, and we don't have a release date for Canada yet, I think.
They don't count. They're not people.
Canada.
Because there was an upgrade set as well that we didn't talk about last week because we didn't care, which had Metroplex.
Which is basically a giant card.
Yeah, they'll never see that as that comes out your deck.
I think like the way it's built round it, like the whole
thing, it has to be put in your deck.
I want to know where it is in the sleeves. I mean,
oh boy, no, that won't work. So if you're interested in this, there is going to be the Autobot starter set and boosters coming out in English only, according to a second tweet.
Screw you, French people.
These will be released in the UK and Ireland. And may also be available in Netherlands, Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Iceland. So yeah, fuck you, France. So I don't know whether that means they'll be in their languages as well, or whether it seems like it'll just be in English.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people from all of those countries do speak English.
That's true. Yeah, they're a bit more bilingual than we are here, where we go, just conform, just talk our language. So yeah, any thoughts, Mikey? Are you gonna pick up a pack just to test the waters? Because I personally won't.
If I had someone to play with, like
I've got a dog.
Oh yeah, I'll just teach her how to play a card game. That'll go.
You've got a murder of crows in the forest near you.
They'll win.
Yeah,
They'll work in the
I even if they lose, you will still not win.
No,
as you're pecked.
Swarmed. It's just one. I think that's one of those things that's good for conventions. When you're sitting down and it's like it's 1:00 in the morning. Some people are a bit drunk. You're all just chilling out and you're just like, you know what? Fuck it.
And you don't want to have a fucking game of Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, which is just like I enjoy Cards Against Humanity, but there's more to life. Like, why don't we just get in different board games? I've played fun board game. Like I had a great New Year's once where someone brought in a board game about like running a medieval town.
Oh, neat.
Really, really fun. I won 6 times.
Is that why it was fun?
One of the guys literally will not, like, if I see him again, he literally goes like, "You bastards." And it's like, "You're never letting this go, are you?" No. But, there's other games you can play apart from Cards Against Humanity and Magic.
Mm-hmm.
So, next TF Nation, make sure someone brings an interesting board game that's not about trains.
Yeah.
Because people will play something that's not about trains.
To be fair, that train game that Tricky brought was quite fun.
It's still trains.
And I won, so maybe that's why I liked it.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Neat. Well, Mr. Mikey, take us on then, sir.
Quick one here. We've got another leak from Hasbro. thing, one of their accounts of the production of Transformers toy. This time it is Studio Series SS18 Volkswagen Bumblebee, the Generations Deluxe. So this was pictures uploaded on the Instagram and Facebook accounts for Transformers instead of the video we've gotten before. So we get to see, looks like an early prototype, so off-color plastics, how the weapon works, stuff like that. This is the latest in an increasingly long line of these. Although this is the first time I think we've had pictures predate a video, so we don't know. Somewhere John Warden's just trying to rush one out. I don't think there's much to say here apart from, hey, look, prototypes use clear plastic for the nipples.
Yes.
Isn't that neat?
It's different. Seems weird though, because there's also the SS15 Deluxe, which is which you can talk about as well if you like, but that's like another Studio Series Bumblebee that's coming out.
Yeah, they're
another one.
I think there's 4 or 5 so far.
Oh my god.
Not including repaints.
Sure.
But yeah, so we'll move on to that. Studio Series SS15, the Deluxe Class Rebecca's Garage, Bumblebee and Charlie. Who's Rebecca?
Not Rebecca. Yeah, I was going to say.
Why is it? He's parked in Charlie's garage. Is Rebecca Charlie's mother? I thought she lived with her dad.
Yeah, do we think that there's been a mistake in the wording here somewhere?
Who's Rebecca?
Because that has to be Rebecca, because that's not Charlie, right?
It says it's Charlie.
Yeah, I think they've got some words mixed around here.
Who's Rebecca? Who was sitting there going like, Rebecca? Yeah, Rebecca. I was just like the script. Charlie. I'm not changing it.
It's too late now.
Named Rebecca. But yeah, so this is a toy. It's up on the Target website, I believe. And this is the set that comes with a Bumblebee that you can trick the feck out. So it comes with upgrade parts to turn it into sort of a more dragster mode, for want of a better word, or NASCAR. And it's the 1970s Bumblebee as well. So it's not even the right car for Charlie. Who's Rebecca? But he's also got stickers that you can apply to the add-ons and basically make him into what you are. Of course, like stickers, so you probably can do it once and then your quality's demolished. The Charlie figure is not rocking several worlds, but it's passable. So yeah, we don't have a price for it, I believe. We've got prices for other sets that might not come to light yet, which are TRA Optimus Starscream, TRA Street Racer, and they're both down for $17. Okay, we've got sponsor links. What are we saying for prices? I think this is a neat thing. I wish
it doesn't look terrible.
I wish there was a greater degree of customization for it. But I think it's neat. And also, yeah, the sponsor links don't take you to the actual toy. Apparently, it will have a Toys R Us sticker. Oh, no. Was this
That's
by any
shame.
chance meant to be out in Toys R Us?
No, they're paying homage, Mikey. They're paying
homage.
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 That's right.
I did that. There was just one very vindictive guy who knew Toys R Us was closing when the sticker production process.
Just go.
Hey guys, this is how you'll survive.
I kind of wish it wasn't a yellow Bumblebee that was getting this done. Like, if it was, I don't know, like a basic black color, and then you added these pieces on to change the color slightly to give them like fire effects, that would be neat.
That'd be nice. Plus, in all honesty, I like the color scheme for Bumblebee reversed. I think is better. The black with yellow stripes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Whenever he's shown up like that in media, I always think it looks better.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm entirely down with the idea of stickers, though, because they're not repro labels. No matter how many times they try, they're not. I don't think Hasbro has yet made good stickers in their recent toy lines. So
and, their recent toy lines are very much a reason not to be excited for stickers.
Yeah.
So
it's a shame because I do like the souped up Bumblebee. I think that car mode looks pretty sick, even with the ridiculously massive engine, which is probably some kind of road hazard thing.
I would say
it's a real thing.
Because of that.
It makes it better.
Also, who's Rebecca?
Who? Not Charlie, that's for sure.
Not Charlie. Any other thoughts on this?
I don't think so, Mr. Mikey. I don't think so.
In that case, Andy, you might as well end us up on a Generations note.
Yes, we have some War for Cybertron Siege Bataru Masters Wave 1. They give us first look at Blowpipe as well, because we haven't seen him, until now, and we get to see the packaging. I've seen some people say that the packaging's amazing, and in my eyes, it just looks like it's more par for the course.
It's the same packaging they had before, except they added a slightly grainy effect, and then did this weird faux chipping.
Yeah, I think the idea that people like this a bit more because there's a bit more artwork. Like, it's not as... I think so. I think this... Because the artwork looks like it stretches all the way down to the bottom of the card, rather than it being cut off in places.
I'll have to take your word for that. I mean, it still looks the same to me as it always was, which is a small image they've blown up.
Yeah. I mean, there is that to it. We get to see what Blowpipe looks like as well, and he's being coloured, unfortunately, like the toy. Not a huge surprise, though. It looks like it's just the Japanese mold, which, again, is not a huge shock. Something interesting, at least one benefit is, I guess, is the gun part for his back isn't translucent plastic. But it doesn't come attached, so I'm wondering if that's just a hinge that you can peg in. I'm reaching over to grab one of my Target Masters from Windblade. How's this done in? No, you could just peg that in, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is he
a retool of one of the Japanese ones, or is he a new mold?
No, I'm pretty sure he's the same one. He looks the same anyway.
Okay. I'm just I'm looking at Fire Drive, and he doesn't have an add-on like that.
No, he doesn't. No,
or clip-on, I should say, because they've all got effects parts, but
yeah. No, I think Blowpipe's the same. I don't have a Blowpipe on me. But it looks like it's the same idea where you would you get the gun bit, slap it on the back, twist the waist, and then just kind of fold the legs up, and that'd be about it. So yeah. Any thoughts on Blowpipe, Mikey?
He's okay. He looks pretty simple. He's a Target Master. I'm curious to see how these effects parts will work in practice.
They will look like a thing, and I think
one looks better than the little pink flame nipple thing that goes around.
Yes, it looks more like a blast.
His one looks a lot better, and I want to know if Lionizer Slash goes on any weapons, or is it just his?
I was gonna say it goes on his. Does that count?
No.
I think once again me and you will be looking at these things and be like, man, Robot Damashi does this pretty good, don't they?
I watched the Robot Damashi review earlier on today, and oh my god!
Let me guess. Did it get 2 kisses and a
Also, I think it was officially the death of several memes.
It was, yeah. Or the birth of new ones?
I don't know, but the meme of Jobby the Hong killing off his his established jokes may in itself be a joke. Because he's done it so many times now.
It's becoming meta.
Yep.
But yeah, here we go. These things will be coming out at some point. Do we assume Christmassy time? Is that a fair assumption?
Based on previous years, yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, at least in America. Who knows? Who knows when they'll
based on last time, if Anywhere gets them, it'll be a bloody miracle after Power of the Primes.
Yeah, that could be true. Yeah. Right, Mr. Mikey, that's all of our news for this week, unless you've got anything sexy in your little bag of tricks.
Yes, but nothing to do with the news.
Oh, shame.
Penis.
What have you been up to this week then, Mr. Mikey?
Kind of an interesting week in a way. So caught up on Zio. It's episode 3 aired, and I haven't seen that, but I saw episode 2, and I saw the 1.5 and 2.5 companion episodes, which are small episodes explaining. The first one was explaining sort of the meta of it, where the name Gates and Zio came from.
Right.
Or Geo, or whatever, I don't know, whichever one you want to call it. The second one was kind of explaining huge key plot points, like why the armor time rider upgrades are needed and how time travel is working in this universe and stuff. And I'm really hoping this is stuff they actually explain in the show, but I would put money down they won't. So yeah, it's our first proper crossover episode. So Sento and Ryuga are in it. And and there's a funny moment. The best moment is the Kaijin rider, which is another build. He's going around trying to find best matches. So he turns people into different things and says, "Ooh, best match." And he just points at himself, goes build, points at Ryuga and goes, "Cross!" Screams best match and runs over and hugs him. And leading Sen to go like, "I feel jealous and I don't know why."
Yeah, I think I saw that meme.
But it like, it's just, it makes sense in the context of like the ending of Build.
Do they kiss?
They don't. Well, they kind. Not.
No, of course not, because it's a Japanese show and they never fucking kiss. Never. God damn it, kiss. I don't care what your genders are, just kiss. God damn it,
kiss.
Japan.
It's been 50 episodes. Fucking kiss. It was, and I mean, still weak. I'll just be honest. It's early days writer, and this isn't Exade, this isn't Gaim, this isn't Build.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't those shows that like started off strong. This isn't O's where the episode itself wasn't strong, but it established this incredibly strong relationship very early on.
Yeah.
This is a pretty standard writer opening that is introducing the gimmicks and the toy gimmicks and the basic premises. The characters are all pretty flat at the moment, with one exception, who is the large ham, which is Woz, I don't know what his deal is, but he has a book and he likes to pontificate. The bad guy that we've seen is Wool or Earl. It depends on which translation you go with. And the only thing I can tell you that they're played by a child and their hair is very distracting. Anything else is like spoiler territory, and it's, early days. I'm not going to spoil it for people. I like how the armors work. It's not directly imitating the rider powers. It's doing sort of an approximation of them. So like,
okay.
Build's the build armor finisher isn't a kick. It's you slide down on the formula and you use a drill.
Yes. Like
the drill crusher sword thing he had. And there's some good gags in here, but it is mix and match. It's like some people are either hating the series already or hailing it as the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's one of those.
I am of the opinion like this is a weak enough start. There's a lot of potential here and ideas.
Right.
And I like it more than Decade at this stage.
Yeah, but you hate Decade.
Yeah, but they're doing the same gimmick, so, I think it's a fair comparison. I think the way they're handling the gimmick here is better because it doesn't diminish the previous writers. Mm-hmm. And Decade kind of was all about diminishing the previous writers by telling you Decade was kind of amazing. Like, this is like, the reasons for the way the powers work and everything else makes it so the writers have a reduced role, but they're still significant. It's more in the Gokaiger realm of a crossover,
Okay, yeah.
Not the same quality so far, but it's at least in the ballpark. A lot of people are loving the side episodes. I'm not sure I do, mostly because there's one, I don't know how I feel about putting key plot points in a web episode.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the Skype call last night and mentioning that, so you have to watch it, and no one was quite sure, but in my mind I was like, I'm pretty sure you mentioned this last week that you had to.
So far it's basically, there are 3 big points that are explained in this, and they're big points. And it also means, but like, I hope they're brought up in the show, but I can't guarantee they will be.
Yeah.
And also, there's one thing in there that I think is kind of insulting to the intelligence of children. Which is basically, there's literally a line of "stop thinking about it."
Is that directed to the male, adult fan base?
That is direct. That's just directed. Stop, something like "don't tread in adult realms" or something like that. But it is very much stop thinking about it. Again, I'm saying this is the guy who says anyone who tries to establish a real writer continuity, I'm mocking you loudly. But I'm also like, children aren't idiots.
No. Well,
the smart ones aren't idiots. So yeah, there's that. Watched Cyberverse episode 3.
Oh, is that out?
Mm-hmm. Also, it's all on YouTube, and it's all freely available to everyone.
Oh.
So you can watch it. I think it's on the Hasbro YouTube page.
Oh, okay. I'll need to check that out. I didn't know episode 3 was out.
Yeah, but yeah, it's looks like they're doing a YouTube release of everything for an international market.
Yeah.
Interesting approach. Probably I would say it's weaker than the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also because I got very distracted by the voice work. Because Optimus and Megatron have a lot of lines in this. And this is where it was obvious that, one, these are not practiced voice actors,
Right.
and two, they may not have the best direction.
Do you think that might get better over time, a la Exade actor?
I hope so, because I'm not sure how long I can take the way that Megatron pronounces Optimus Prime.
Oh no.
Because he suddenly he starts off like sort of a Fred Tatasciore version, and then suddenly he goes, Optimus Prime, mate. Like, he adds on this really, like, rough accent. Optimus Prime!
Okay.
It's
yeah.
really weird. You have to hear it to believe it. And I like the Optimus performance is very flat for me, but I don't think it's the actor's fault.
Right.
But yeah, there's a really, like, just like really, you're not practiced at this moment, where Windblade's supposed to be screaming.
Mm.
Now, you can picture how, like, any of the actors who appeared in any of the Transformers shows before would do a scream, can't you? You know. Like, she literally goes, yeah! Like, she does it better than that, but you can hear the yeah.
Right.
Like, I can hear the yeah! Full stop. It
Ooh.
was very strange. She does it twice in a row as well. It's really weird.
Oh no.
But no, like, I'm not complaining about the show. I just think it's the weakest episode so far. For the 10 minutes. And after that, right, this is where the week gets a bit weird.
Okay, go on.
So, I was watching a playthrough of the Spider-Man PS4 game. Still not finished it, but I am loving the writing in that. Absolutely loving the writing. I can't comment on the gameplay without playing it, but the writing looks like something else. It's really well done, really in the spirit of the character. Like, it feels like someone wanted to put some actual effing effort in. And it got me thinking, I want to dip my toe back in Spider-Man, which I haven't really done in about 10 years.
Wow, this is a while then.
Between Spectacular being cancelled and the whole brand new day, one more day nonsense, I lost a lot of interest.
Right.
So I decided I'd start dipping my toe in again, and I ended up dipping my toe in a lot. So I've got season 1 of Spectacular watched. The best Spider-Man cartoon.
Woo!
One of the best superhero cartoons, and one that has a theme song that, like, hearing Cyberverse is opening and then hearing that in the same day is embarrassing to Cyberverse. Like, that's such a good opening. Brilliant show, seriously. As you said, maybe people can say, well, I'm not into the art style, and I'll give you that one at a stretch.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the worst thing I can think about that show.
But
if I was looking for a fault, that would be it.
My other fault is, like, the show was intended to be 70-something episodes or something like that.
Yeah, and they fucked it.
Yeah, because Jeff Loeb fucked it.
Yeah, that's what I mean by they.
Yeah, Disney bought it. They didn't want to pay the rights to Sony to get the show over, and so it got cancelled. Well, it doesn't end on a cliffhanger, which is, the important thing. But yeah, it's just like knowing there was not only more stories that could be told, but that were going to be told. It's frustrating, especially considering what followed with Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oof, one of many problems.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that really good show, like I said, I finished season 1 and I need to get into season 2 again properly. But I also ended up reading some comics. And somehow I ended up reading all the comics. So I just I spent like a couple of hours a night reading.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up going through most, because some of these I had from years back and some of these I picked up. But I ended up going through most of the Ultimate Spider-Man run. Which is the only Ultimate comic worth reading at all. The rest,
I can believe
the
that
rest
easily.
are try-hard, dark edge nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And this was just like, what if Peter Parker was a teenager again, and written in the modern day? That's what this was. It's a funny book, and it balances things, and it's pretty good. You can tell some of the worst writing. Like, early on, there's some really weird dialogue, like where Peter calls him, "You horror," and I was like, who ever said that of any age?
Yeah.
And also, like, there's early on, I would say I get the feeling Brian Michael Bendis wasn't the biggest fan of girls in general. Just some of the way they're written, just like, there's a tonal thing here that's a little dodgy. Which, having read some of his Superman stuff when he came over, I can wholly believe, because it wasn't great. But yeah, that's a good book. I would say read that. I can't comment on the Miles Morales stuff. I haven't sat down to much of that, but the Peter Parker run was good and definitely worth. I'll probably check out the Miles now. I'm kind of in the middle of things. I also ended up reading a bunch of 616 miniseries.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. I read Family Business, which introduced Teresa Parker, his Peter's long lost sister, who's actually pretty cool.
Is this the Nick Roche stuff?
No. We're getting to that. By the way, spectacular was what I meant when I said about the Dragon Prince animation, because the animation in that show is so pin perfect smooth.
Ah, okay.
And Dragon Prince is insulting it by saying it's trying to emulate it. Hell, Dragon Prince is insulting the 90s Spider-Man by trying to say that. And God love that show. It's a good show.
It's
a
problematic show.
You can feel the budget on the animation side of things.
Yeah, certainly.
But even then, it's smoother than what you're doing in that show in Dragon Prince.
Woof.
Let's see. There was that. I read. There's a Black Cat crossover series. I read that. Can't remember the name of that at the moment. Read some of Dan Slott's Amazing Spider-Man, the most recent series, which are good, but I don't actually like the handling of Black Cat in those at all.
I don't think I read any of the ones that had Black Cat in. I enjoyed Big Time and One More Day. Not One More Day. Spider Island.
These are like after Superior Spider-Man.
I hear that things go downhill at some point.
Basically, it's like Peter Parker as a business mogul, and it's an idea that kind of works and kind of doesn't. And I think just to try and reinvigorate Black Cat, she's made into an evil mob boss. And I'm just like, Black Cat's not...
doesn't seem right. Felicia Hart doesn't seem like a mob boss.
No, and it's like really...
She's not Catwoman.
She's really weak. To be fair, Catwoman didn't seem like a bloody mob boss. It was stupid when they did it with her. And oddly enough, they did it at the same time.
Really? Oh, no.
What could that indicate?
Oh, no.
But it was a no... Just... not in character at all, and they've reversed it in the new stuff. I'm up to date in the two ongoings that are going now, the two Peter Parker ongoings. Like I said, I'm not up on Miles just because I don't want to try and get into Miles at the end of his story. And which are the current Spectacular and Amazing, which are both really good. I'd say Amazing is just kind of finding its feet at the moment because Dan Slott's gone.
Right.
But I have to admit, it did kind of win over a lot of people when at the end of the first issue, Peter and MJ are back together. And now if they can just leave it like that and not fuck with it.
Oh, Mikey.
Because you know what I didn't realize when I was reading Ultimate? Peter and Mary Jane break up like 4 times in that series.
In which show? In which series, sorry?
In the Ultimate Spider-Man one.
Oh, Ultimate Spider-Man, okay.
Yeah, they break up like 4 times in the run of the whole thing. Yeah.
At some point you'd call it quits, right?
Nope. He dies. That's how they call it quits.
I mean, that'll do it, to be fair.
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man one, it opened with a really weird storyline about Peter being split into Peter, who's all responsibility, and Spider-Man, who's all the gags. It was fun, though. It was like, especially since they kind of pull the wool under your eyes. Is he going to go, they're going to be the hero moment? Nope. It's all fixed at the end, but it's and Spectacular is actually pretty interesting. Has some good stuff with J. Jonah Jameson, brings back Peter's long lost sister, who's a good character, has a really nice issue about Sandman. Like, really, really good. I really like that. Oh, God. I read Spider-Man, which was a 616 Ultimate crossover. I've read a bunch of stuff, basically.
Is it ironic that as you're talking about Spider-Man, I can see a little spider sliding under a picture frame at the moment?
Is it humming?
No. It might have been. My ears wouldn't have been able to pick it up because I've got headphones in, and I don't think I can hear such tiny little insects. Well, arachnids.
Go past you and just hear, Spectacular, Spectacular Spider-Man.
I swear to God, the amount of spiders I've thrown out of my house at this time of year, and when I say thrown out, I usually throw them out my bedroom window.
But yeah, so I kind of want to just like sit down, find some of the older stuff and start reading that, because I think I really like Spider-Man. I've always liked Spider-Man, but he's like never someone I invested in. Right. And I think like sitting down and just like, actually, yeah, I think, yeah, if I was a hero, it would be Spider-Man probably. Mm-hmm. Just this. Oh, there's some bad. I've read some bad books as well. Like Marvel Team Up from the 2000s I didn't like that at all. And there's some definite, like, the Ultimate Run has a lot of problem with some things, but overall, like, yeah, it's kind of reignited my interest in getting into the character again. But yeah, so fun times. Really should try Superior since that's the one that got like the crazy rave reviews. But I can't tell if that was because, hey, what if Spider-Man was a dick? Maybe
Neat.
that's old.
Maybe you're old.
Maybe you're all old. What was your week like, Andy?
It wasn't desperately exciting. I edited the podcast for you that you did, the retrospective, and got that up for the Patreon peoples.
Yes.
So that was the thing that got done. I
finished
finished off
the public next week.
Yes, it'll be this week technically.
Yeah.
It should be up for them then. I also finished off Uncle Bobby B's run on Dark Souls 3. That's all done and dusted. Everything's recorded. It just needs to be uploaded now. And when I saw young Master Chris on the Saturday, he suggested maybe do Dark Souls 2. So maybe Bobby B will return for a run in Dark Souls 2.
Uncle Bobby B, baby.
He can't be beaten. It's a mystical bond between man and machine and magic. So that might be something I get around to doing in the not too distant future. Have to wait and see. I didn't really get anything. I got my magazine subscription from Warhammer Conquest that finally came in, which is good. Mr. Tricky got his in as well and got issue 3 with his. I only got issues 1 and 2, which is odd. I don't quite understand that, but I'm at least it's coming in, so I can be pleased with that at the very least. It's happening. I did buy some magnets, but they haven't came yet, and I have bought some other things for modeling, but none of those things have come in yet. So it's just a matter of waiting for the most part. A lot of waiting around and not being able to do anything. Have I done out else of interest? I don't think so, to be honest. I think that's really been it. It's been a quiet week, a humble week, if you will. Apart from my buddy Matt came round as well, and we had a bit of a chat, and we had some fun times. Walked about, and I bought him a tattoo magazine because he didn't have any money, because he knew the lady from the front cover. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. So next time I see him, which should be soon, he's going to buy me my dinner.
Will he?
He fucking better. He owes me money. You owe me money, I'm coming for you, son. I'm going to get me and my monies back. And I just found out today, looking on Twitter, that 23 years ago today, Frasier's first episode came out.
Holy.
Yeah, came out on September the 16th, 1993. Yeah. We're dead, Mikey. Living corpses. So I think that's probably a good place to end the show, I guess, since there's naught else. So thank you, Mr. Mikey, for joining me on this week's show.
Glad to be here.
Check out George's podcast, The Strange Playgrounds, and you'll maybe hear me and him talk about Dark Souls and Bloodborne at some point in the future when he gets that out. Where can people find you on the internet, Mikey? And have any questions been sent your way this week?
Not this way. I have. I'm gathering some for something else, which hopefully we'll hear about soon enough, which I'll mention when it's a thing, but nothing to do with the podcast itself.
Okay.
But if you would like to send something to do with the podcast itself, you can send it to @themoonbase2, or send it to Moonbase2. Send it to themoonbase2@gmail.com or @themoonbase2 on Twitter. And if you want to contact me, you can do it on Twitter as Irish Paleo or GWolfie3 on YouTube. Andy, what about yourself?
Well, I do have some feedback. I remembered, even though it's sent by Mr. Wayne, lovely one. He said he would send me a reminder email. He did not. He didn't, so I had to remember myself. So here we go. Hello, odd/even team.
What? Hey, you stole that, sir. If you are indeed a sir.
Long-time listener, first-time writer in whoops. I guess this show is fine.
I'd like to thank Wayne for his deep and meaningful contribution to this show.
I really like the new format of News First, and your Patreon shows are usually very fun. Usually.
There's a qualifier there.
Comic reviews are particular favorites, as they are sometimes details I miss while reading the comics during my commute. Overall, Mikey's ramblings, analysis tempered with your, meaning Andy's, mine, more focused outlook, and trolling. I do that. Help make my day-to-day chores a lot more bearable. Love you both. And that's with an exclamation mark.
I think he's mocking us.
He always does. You should see the smut he sends me. Dirty one. Dirty one.
Dirty one.
I also have some stuff left by Mr. Jason Kirk. Let me check that this was sent. I haven't read this before. Oh, it doesn't say. Okay. Well, I'm going to assume that I haven't read that. Really enjoyed this one. This being the retrospective Mr. Mikey that you did. As he says, Mikey. All Hail Megatron was one of the first Transformers comics I picked up. And I remember wondering early on why people didn't like it more. Then I got to around issue 5 and realized that was probably why. Like you three said, there was such momentum early on that kind of just fizzled out in the middle. But it was really fun looking back at the story. Looking forward to more despite the Costa run looming. But we also get the last stand of the Wreckers, so pretty much evens out.
And I got really Amy on that. And
why? She hates Nick, though, and she hates James.
No, it was great, because I was just like, hey, Amy, yeah? I need some for ongoing. I don't want to talk about ongoing, but it's the only way you'll get to talk about Wreckers. And I could literally hear all the way from America the grinding of her teeth as she typed okay.
The conflict. The internal conflict. I like that. That's how you rope her in. You go, you got to do the ongoing. But...
Carrot and stick.
And I really can't wait for RID and More Than Meets the Eye later on the shows. I lost count of how many times I reread those two books. And he also left another message. Oh, and thanks for the kind words on the last show. Experienced podcasters in quotations is going to be on my business cards. Do you have business cards? ? No, but I will try. Sorry, do I have business cards? He says. No, but I will just put them on them. Put that on them.
Just get some.
There you go.
Be cool.
Get yourself some cards, yo.
Show some class.
So there's our feedback and bit of people interaction. Mikey, you've given the place where people can send their feedback, haven't you?
Yes.
You can also send feedback on Patreon if you like. But I'll do my usual spiel, then talk about Patreon. So you can find us on the Moonbase 2 forums, we're on Twitter, we're on iTunes, we're on Facebook, we're on Libsyn, we're on all those fancy RSS feeds. We're also on YouTube as Transformers Moonbase 2 Podcast. You can find the show there if you want to leave questions there, or feedback there, you can do. And I'll try my best to remember those ones as well. But you can also, the easiest way to do it is to go over to, if you're a Patreon person, you can go over to patreon.com/moonbase2 and sign up for $2 each month. It's not the only way to leave us feedback, of course, because there are the other ways, but you also get the extended versions of From the Files of Teletran 2, special things like Mikey's retrospective early, as well as interviews early, and you also get the exclusive Moonbase Woo-Woo each month as well. So I think for $2, that's not too bad. That's acceptable. And if you want to do more, you're more than welcome to. That's on you at that point. And you can find my nonsense and woo-woo on the ccbunker.weebly.com and YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. So, Mr. Mikey, we're done for this week. Yay!
Yay, because my voice is going.
Yay! No more talking for Mikey ever again.
No!
They have been spoken. The words, they have been said.
The words have been said, which was said.
I want to know when Mikey's going to have sadness enter his life. I want to know when Steins Gate Zero is going to be watched.
Shut up. It's ending soon as well. So
how soon?
A couple of weeks.
2 weeks?
About that.
Oh, I might need to jump on board then since it's nearly done. Woo! Yeah!
Leave me alone.
Until next week, everybody. Will catch you then.
Take care, guys.